Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's your girl OliviaThebull. Okay, so welcome back to my page. If you've never been here, please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe if this video resonates with you. For everyone else, welcome back. So, I love doing my pick a card readings, and today I wanted to do a pick a card reading about what do you need to hear right now. So I already channeled a lot of messages are coming through for these groups. I've already done a brief meditation. So remember, you always just take it how it resonates. Let the rest fly. Just only take those pieces. But this is going to be for people who really need some clarity, some confirmation. So you might have something going on. Most of the time, people who are drawn to, what is the universe trying to tell you is for that purpose. So anything could come up. There's no specific topic. So let's jump. Hey guys, welcome. Just take a couple of seconds to just take a few deep breaths. This time we're only going to be doing 2 groups, so these readings will be in depth and much longer than my typical readings. Just wanted to give you guys a really in-depth reading about what the universe is trying to help you with right now. You can pick a door or you can pick it by the number, and let's get into the reading. So automatically what I'm feeling for my group 1 is that there's something that you really, really want. And it's just to be in this vibration of happiness. You really want this freedom. You really want this emotional beginning, a new emotional beginning. There's something that you really have your eyes on that you want. Some of you guys could be in love. Some of you guys, you just want this deep, intimate connection. But there looks like there's some denial about some of the traumas that you've been through. With this mother energy, and I'm getting a vibe from this mother energy that has been a little oppressive. There could be thoughts in your head that are from the past, from your mother, or from a dominant feminine energy that was a little pessimistic. And for some of you guys, you really want to express yourself. You really are into art and creativity, and with this dilettante energy, this is all about being an artist in multiple talents and expressing them. And it's not so much about the money, it's just about the fulfillment. I feel like, especially with the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups came out in the reverse. But it came out right next to the 5 of Swords, which in this deck is the 5 of Voices. So this card gives me the vibe of feeling suffocated or feeling overwhelmed by negative thoughts. And I feel like negative thoughts about your family dynamic that you grew up in, or like not wanting to repeat those dynamics, or there might be some sort of element of denial that happened in this connection. And this card says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight and awareness. The divine wants you to look at those things in your family dynamic that really caused a lot of unhappiness, because happiness came out in the reverse. Looking at those dynamics, because sometimes we get so caught up that we're like, I'm gonna be positive, I'm gonna move forward. Especially with this Knight of Pentacles, it shows me that you guys are very intentional and you want to build this family, you want to build this legacy. Some of you guys are artists, you're growing, got the growth card, and this card symbolizes slow growth. You could be a Taurus, you could be a Pisces or Cancer, but overall what I'm seeing is there's something that you really want to grow, and I really feel like it's in regards to your love life, it's in regards to your happiness. If you don't have water as a major placement, you might have it somewhere else really significant in your chart. But it's like this type of energy lets me know that you value peace over everything, because what this person is dangling in this 5 of Voices is an olive branch. It almost feels like you might have felt like the universe, like you've been through so many changes and so many transitions, and you've grown from the mud and you've done everything, but there's still something blocking this. It could feel like you never have peace and you're always going through these changes, and what the divine wants you to know is that there's some sort of unhealthy dynamic between you and your mother. It could also be, I really, for a very small few, it could be with you and your children. But if it is between you and your children, it's just because some aspect has been recreated, almost like karmically, from your parents. So you might have repeated something that your parents used to do, but just in a slightly different way. And I really feel like there's someone in this group, if you chose group 1, really wants to express themselves. Doesn't mean that you're an artist. It doesn't mean necessarily, but there's like something that you feel drawn to do. Yeah, especially with the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is like, that this is that Leo energy in this deck because there's a lion in the background, but this is someone who's very intentional, someone who's like wants to be a boss, wants to be their own boss, and kind of a little bit like aggressive about it too. Like, you're not going to tell me, I'm going to do what I want to do. This is what I want to do. With this dilettante energy, she's got like holding a pot, she's cooking, she's reading, so some of you guys could have Libra in your chart is what I'm feeling, or even Taurus. But there's something that you really want to do and you know you're good at it. And so maybe sometimes you're in denial and you doubt yourself that you'll be good. You doubt that this could bring you happiness. With the moon in reverse though, you could have been going back and forth about it. You could have been like really exploring your emotions. And it's kind of like what I'm feeling for you guys is that no matter how many changes that you've been through that maybe feel like they've taken a long time, trust in your beast mode. Like, if this is the beast mode pile, this is the type of pile, if you chose group 1, that can overcome anything. This is like making your happiness a priority. It might seem childish to other people, especially because we got this page energy and this influence of the mother. But even if it's not your mother, there was some sort of influence that I'm really feeling that like influenced your psyche with the high priestess energy. You guys are very spiritual. You're very in tune. You're very, very connected to your divinity. And yeah, and underneath that you have the 9. It's like you're this powerful, you're this powerful like entrepreneur or someone who wants to do their own thing. You know what you want to do. You know the direction of it. You're very talented at a lot of things. You could be an Aries, but with this Pisces energy of the high priestess, you can get trapped up in your head. But it's like you're supposed to utilize this intuition to go after your dreams. You're supposed to utilize this intuition to heal childhood traumas, to create. Your mind is a place to create what you want. And it almost seems like whatever influence of this person has really got you in your head. This girl can't sleep at night. This is the 9 of Swords. But right there's a white bird. There's all these black like birds here, and they represent mental conflict and anxiety. And I just heard self-doubt. So a lot of people, you guys could be like, I don't know. Like, I know, you know intuitively, but you don't know mentally. Like, you don't know logically. So you go back and forth between like, and she looks like a little girl and this looks like a grown woman. So it's almost like there's some subconscious beliefs. There's a lot of beliefs that when you go to sleep, that you don't believe that you can have this happiness. For some of you guys, I'm really feeling like it's like relationship wise. Like, I don't think that I can have a relationship, or I'll never have this relationship, or I'll never make this amount of money. But right now you're going through a healing phase with this Temperance. The Temperance energy to me is all about balance. It's all about patience. But I hate to say like, oh, just be patient. What I like to say to people is just be present. Because when you're present, you're automatically patient because you're not thinking about being impatient. So when I'm taking a nap, I'm not thinking about being impatient. When I love my naps and I schedule time for my naps, I get up very, very early in the morning, but that's just my schedule. But for some people, it could be, you know, going for a walk or a jog, or when you exercise, you're present. When you listen to music, you're balancing out this. And for some of you guys, you need to look into your astrology. Astrology is very healing. You could be a Sagittarius as well. But what I'm feeling is, in Virgo, the significance of utilizing astrology in your, sorry, I was just like zoned out. I got another download. The significance of utilizing astrology in your life is to create this healing. So some of you guys need to find out what your moon sign is, because some of you guys might have some interesting placements with your moon and your sun sign. But what I'm really feeling is the advice from Spirit is to make a decision with this 2 of Wands. The 2 of Wands always, to me, represents making an intention, because the Wands are our passions and our desires. There's some sort of decision that you need to make, that you're going to commit yourself to happiness, even if it takes a long time, even if there's, no matter what comes on, just making a decision. And I think that working with your astrology is really going to help this group understand your nature. For example, I see a lot of water here. And if you're a water dominant person, you have a lot of Pisces, Scorpio, or or Cancer, I'm like, who else? Cancer, you're going to look at logical decisions from a watery place. It does not, astrology's, your placements are not good or bad. They're just put there for so you can understand yourself, okay? Because even if you look at, like, I wish I had more earth in my chart, or I wish I had more fire in my chart to get stuff done. That's not how it works. This is the energy that is here to support your growth. Again, with this growth card, your growth in this lifetime. So there's some sort of self-acceptance that needs to come through so you can stop repeating these negative habits and going nowhere. You want to get to this ultimate place of happiness. You want to get to the stability. You want to be your own boss. You want to create. You want to do your own thing. You want to be your own person. But the first thing you have to do is accept that person. And I always say one of the easiest paths to self-love and self-acceptance and healing is astrology. Spending time getting lost and finding videos about what is my sun house, what house is it in, you know, finding out the time that you were born. All of that information is so key, because astrology shows you the energy that you're operating in, that you have around you to work with, and it's not good or bad. It's just about learning how to work with your element, okay? And I see the Queen of Coins, so I feel like if you are worried at this moment, there's a need to just trust in your ability, trust in your talent, trust in your vision, because the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very comfortable with who she is, and she's comfortable with what she has, but overall, she knows what she values. So do you guys know what you value? If you chose group 1, you really need to look at what you value, because you can't look at anything, especially with this card, with this piece. It's almost like some of you guys might think that piece that with the olive, it looks like the divine's dangling it. It's almost like you're praying for something, or you're believing for something. You're trying to manifest something that might be in love. It might be in a family of your own, but it's happiness. But you feel like it's almost like, once I get this, I'll be happy, or once I have this. And so the advice is to start feeling that way now. Start getting present. Find topics and things that you're interested in that you can dive into, because when you find an life hack is when you find an interest in something that you like, you're like tricking yourself into patience by being present. Okay? So I really see like money coming in for you guys, stability, having more than enough, like having nice things. Some of you guys like really want to like shop at like expensive or at stores and buy like $30 pillows, $100 pillows, you know, things like that. Just having luxuries and having nice things. A lot of Libra energy, a lot of Taurus energy. But the thing is that like there's a paradigm from your childhood, a belief that is rooted in lack. It's almost like how you were raised, or the environment that you were around when you were very, very young is contradicting what you're trying to manifest. So right now you just need to put a little bit more of attention on yourself and what you want. Strong Leo energy. Get into that Leo energy. Get into that confidence energy. Get into that masculine side of you that makes those hardcore decisions. That's like, yes, this is who I am, a boss. Like, get into that masculine energy to heal your feminine energy. And everyone has both. So I pulled some affirmations for you guys, and I got justice. I feel like you guys are creating your own justice. Maybe like there was some things that happened to you when you were younger, and by healing yourself, you're getting that justice. And there's a lot of Libra energy. We have attention to the details. So yes, some of you guys need to really like define, get clear, get in that masculine energy, like concrete facts. None of this rainbow. Like a lot of women, I always look at women, feminine energy as a rainbow, lots of colors, lots of, you know, fluidity, all that. But masculine energy I always view as black and white, like yes or no. You want to go to dinner? Yes or no. It's a need to get more into that side of yourself, getting comfortable with making concrete decisions. And even if it takes you a long time to get there, you're there and you're going to manifest. Yeah, you have time to make a decision. So Libra energy can sometimes struggle with making a decision. You might want to look at your birth chart and see where your 7th house is, or look and see if you have any Libra. But if there's see what rules your 7th house, or if you have a lot of Libra, because sometimes, because you can see the side, the best of both worlds, you can see the best side of something. Libra can struggle because they can see everyone. So some of you guys are like, well, my parents, they didn't mean to do that. But the point is that we're taking the feminine energy out and we're looking at the masculine, and we're saying, I love my parents. That is a hardcore fact. However, they mistreated me. I loved my ex. However, they mistreated me. So there's a need to take the emotion and set it to the side when it's appropriate and use it factually to make a decision, because you're coming into a new cycle, a new karmic cycle. So whatever you're doing now is going to continue. So you have to change your paradigm. You have to do something different to get a different result. And I really feel like most of you are doing this. Sometimes the messages come up as like stuff that you're already working on, and if spirit brings it up in a reading, it's just because you need a fresh reminder. This is what you need to hear right now, that your life is going to change, that you're no longer going to have to go through these cycles, and you're going to boss up and be your own boss, and or you're going to make more money if you're already doing that. Even if you are working for someone else, you're going to be in a situation to bring in more success in the area that you want, but you first have to define it. So group 1, this was your reading. I really appreciate the support. If this resonated with you, please be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe. Check out my Instagram. I post a lot of videos. I typically post a couple of videos per week, so I'm always having new content come out. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, I would love to work with you. All of my information is below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So if you chose group 2, this is your reading. So this is very similar to the first group. So I only did 2 piles this time. So if you were drawn to watch both, you know, this could be a dual message for you. But what I'm really feeling is right now is the time to get control over your thinking. Right now is the time to utilize everything that you've been through, everything that you've worked for, everything that you've sacrificed for, and to hold onto it. Right now, the overall energy is the Magician. And the Magician is that Mercury energy. And that it's the masculine and feminine of Mercury. So that is Gemini. And that's also Virgo. So what I'm feeling is some of you guys could have that in your chart. But what I'm really seeing here, this Magician doesn't have any tools. This Magician doesn't have no money. This Magician ain't got you ain't got nothing, no sword, no pentacle, no cup. Like there's nothing on this card, right? Except for his mind, his third eye, and his crown chakra. This right here, this is intuition. This lets me know that you guys are a very intuitive group. This lets me know that you guys have faith, regardless if it's just faith in yourself with the stand your ground. It's a faith. This is the energy of the Wands. So the 7 of Wands is standing your ground. This is almost like, it almost looks like your ego standing up to, it looks like you standing up to your ego, and you're like, I just get the image of you. Some of you guys have had to stand up to your ego to embrace this Magician energy. Some of you guys have had to literally fight by yourself against everything that you wanted. A lot of you guys have had to go down into the depths of your soul and address your shadow self and address the qualities about you, how you've been a villain in someone else's story. I feel like there's been a lot of grief work, especially with this grief energy around the sacral energy. A lot of sacral chakra energy, a lot of orange here. And if you don't know much about your sacral, you should look it up. Sleep to the affirmations, sleep to the sacral chakra energy music. The universe wants you to know that when you lose something, it's an opportunity for you to appreciate it. See, a lot of times people say, oh, you know, you lose something, it's an opportunity to get something else. But some things you can't get back. And maybe some of you guys have been struggling to say that because I really feel that there's some sort of acceptance that's attached to grief that I feel heavily. Okay, so if you chose group 2, you need to know that your happiness is so close, guys. And I know that happiness is not about being external, but you're going to feel naturally happy within yourself. And you're going to feel really proud of yourself when you can accept the things that, with grief and acceptance, if you can accept the things with your intuition, with your higher self, have an understanding and compassion for yourself about things that you've lost. And I just read the other day that anytime you go on a spiritual journey, the first thing you experience is loss. So I feel like this group has suffered a lot of loss. But the thing is that if you don't grieve your losses, they always hang in your vibration behind you, like you're not aware of them, and they manifest out, and they can manifest in contrast situations, a lot of fighting, a lot of struggle. And I feel like what you guys need to know is that acknowledging what's been lost, not because you're gonna like, oh, I lost this, I'm gonna get this, like tick for tat. It's about just grieving because you're sad, grieving because you lost something, grieving because of the things that you've had to give up along the way. You don't get to this stand your ground, which is a 7, and the triumph, which is a 7, by just everything working out. Everything's just la la land. Like everything's just happy. Like the reality of life is that there's contrast and there's blessings, but it does not make them good or bad. It's just being able to be in tune enough to acknowledge your emotions, to acknowledge the reality of life, and to acknowledge the spirituality of life, is that life will always be beautiful and happy when we're transmuting those energies and working through those. So the cards that you guys have here is imagination. It's giving me that Neptune energy. So some of you guys could be Pisces, but what I'm also seeing here with the sacrifice, some of you guys could be really struggling to admit how you feel about something, or how something really hurts you, or how these changes have been hard for you. I feel like there could have been a lot of work alone. You guys could be single, but it doesn't have to be. I see some of you guys being married a couple of times, and some of you guys being single. I feel like a strong pull. Like some people have been single for a lot, and some people have gone through a lot of relationships. But just take that how it resonates. It could be for just a few. But it's like a lot of you guys could have been using your imagination to create negative stories. And the universe wants you to move past that. Use your imagination to create this beautiful energy. It's a sacrifice. In this deck, it's a major arcana. And you guys have 1, 2, 3. You have 3 major arcanas, okay? So something big's about to happen in your life. But with this sacrifice, this is the Hanged Man. Again, Pisces energy. And I pulled this card out next to it. So some of you guys definitely have Pisces and also Cancer in your chart. But with this energy of the sacrifice, you see how this rainbow is coming out of the clouds. There's like this dirt, and it almost looks like dirt, or even it's like something like lotus energy. It's like something's growing out of the mud of the experiences that you've been in. It's like a slow growth, right? And some of you guys could also be same-sex couples, which is really beautiful, and you've had to stand your ground, and you've had to triumph over people's opinions about same-sex marriage and about, you know, who you love, you know? And I feel like a heavy masculine energy. There could be someone, that type of person that you want, but you haven't allowed yourself, and so right now you're just going after your own thing. But what I'm feeling is with this hangman, you had a lot of time alone to grow through this, and so now you're coming into a place where you're going to create your own happiness. I'm going to pull some love cards for you, but what I see is fulfillment and wishes. This is like honey rain down on me. This is like big money. There's a treasure chest here. There's a 9, but this right here, what you're about to attract, guys. It's giving me like the energy of like still being alone, but not even necessarily single, but I'm seeing that it's almost like you haven't given yourself permission to be proud of your accomplishments. So what I want you to do, group 2, is to give yourself an excuse to be proud of yourself. Like an opportunity, I mean. Give yourself the opportunity to impress yourself. You guys have impressed yourself. You guys have inspired yourself. And it's time to look at what you've created, or you're about to attract something that you're like, can't believe I did that. I see money coming in. I see emotional fulfillment coming in. And just because right now I'm going to look into some romance cards, but what I'm seeing right here is, even though I'm not seeing anyone else standing next to this person, whatever you're about to attract, guys, it's almost like you're attracting multiple things. So you're not going to be able to hold it all, or you're not going to be able to count it all. You're going to need, it's like, it's what you're attracting right now is the first blossom of something that, it's almost like when you see something grow, and then you're like, how did that tree grow so tall, but it took so long for it to bust through the ground. I feel like once this manifestation hits, it's going to be like oh my gosh, I did not know I could manifest this much abundance, this much money, this much. I see money. I see some sort of award. Some people could be getting awards. Some people could actually be getting gifted flowers from someone who's into them. Sweet things, smell goods, love, affection. I'm just seeing it all. But it's going to be different for everyone, because the magician creates his own reality. And so some of you guys, if you don't feel this energy, it's because you haven't taken, there's a need to forgive and learn from the past, especially with the grief. Let it go, accept the past for what it is. Because some of you guys are holding up your blessings because you're not able, and you won't be able to imagine better for yourself until you release this. So you need to look at, how do I forgive myself? How do I honor my truth? Some of you guys need to book a session. You need to go to a therapist. You need to have some external help, or pray to your angels and guides to help you get through this. Because it says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So if you feel like that, it's just because there needs to be release, or this is a confirmation that you've done that. So when those things start to come in, you'll realize why. And we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So yes, I almost said the Emperor. So some of you guys could be Aries. But what I'm seeing with the Magician is that it's in your control, guys. You're going to get what you want. Like, if you don't want to forgive, you're not going to receive your blessings. You know, it's like, if you want to create something for yourself, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to at least set the intention of it. But it's going to be like, the energy's right there to pick it up. Just ask for divine support. Because I see some of you guys attracting, actually do see some of you guys attracting a partner. And the reason why, what I'm feeling is you're attracting the aligned, healed version of yourself. So when that spouse comes in, you're already proud for yourself. You already love yourself. You already feel good about yourself. So they're just going to be the cherry on the cake, because you're going to actually like your life. You're going to like your life, and you're going to love your life. And express your love. Go ahead and make a romantic gesture, and we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So I feel like you guys are attracting, and I see a lot of Libra energy too, but you guys are attracting in a relationship. It's like, and this person's going to be very vocal about how they feel about you. So there could be someone who's looking at you right now who's like, oh my goodness, I want to be with this person. They see you as beautiful and desirable, and here the guy is offering a rose, and there's a flower in this one. So someone could be really affectionate and sweet, and this looks like someone that you can lean on, someone that you can trust, someone that has been divinely guided, especially with these angels. So this person is, if you're feeling like, man, when's love going to come, keep pursuing your career. If you feel like, because it's a part of your destiny. It's almost like there's a certain version of yourself that's going to meet this person. And if you haven't met them, if you're just not the version of yourself just yet, but you're working on it. So let's see what affirmations we have for group number 2. So group 1 got this too, new cycle. So the new cycle card, karma, only comes out for people who've been doing that work. Sometimes it could, and if you haven't been doing that work, unfortunately, it may manifest in a way where there's a life-altering event that tries to get your attention to move in a different direction. So the universe doesn't have to be as loud when we're consciously on the path and we're seeking. So if you don't feel like a lot of this resonated as far as the work you've been doing, ask for the courage on what you need to move forward in. We have Mars, yeah, Mars and the Chariot. There's some action that you need to take, so in the pursuit of your dreams. We have Justice. The first group got this too, Justice. So with that Libra energy, I feel like the scales are balancing in your favor from all the things that you've been through, the lessons that you learned, being that version of yourself. We have new opportunities. So for some of you guys, there's a new work opportunity, and for some of you guys, it's in love. And we have get started. So there's something that you guys clearly need to get started on. For some of you guys, it's just, my throat chakra is going off. It's just accepting, verbalizing, writing down, get started doing that cleansing work of the past so that you can invite in new. And then we have connect with your friends. So some of you guys, this is connecting with your friendships, getting advice from your friends, showing that love, being open. Some of you guys, you connect with your friends. So Group 2, this was your reading. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, all of my information is below. Remember, just take how it resonates, and please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe if this video resonated with you. I really appreciate all the support. Even one like is substantial to me, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.